Reed Hastings, welcome to CNN en Español.
A great pleasure. Thank you for having me.
¿Por qué un libro y no una serie o una película?
You know, the book is really good when you want it to be a learning for corporations. This book is for companies all over the world to think about employee freedom. We've been so influenced by the industrial era, factories, where the boss gives the orders and the workers assemble the devices. But much of our work today is not like that. It's really creative work. And this book is about how to think about the creative work.
Usted ha dicho que la cultura de Netflix no es para todos, pero ¿qué no su libro es un llamado a los departamentos de recursos humanos para que reevalúen cómo ven al talento?
Absolutely. Around the world, people will be reading the book and asking, maybe we should do some of this, like the unlimited vacation policies, where we trust our people to think about the importance of the work, but also to take great vacations, as I try to do, and, you know, which refreshes you when you do good creative work.
¿Para qué otras audiencias está pensado este libro?
Really, it's people, managers working in companies. So it's a pretty specialized audience, but also an important audience when we think about how that affects everybody else who's working at a company.
¿Cree que otros competidores podrían aprender algo del texto?
Well, I suppose so, but you know, we've learned so much from Disney and HBO over the years. I think it's fine if they learn a little bit from us.
¿Cómo qué, por ejemplo?
Well, how important it is to avoid all the rules that normally a company has and to really focus on customer satisfaction. That's a thing that we've done really well.
¿Considera que su libro clarifica algunos conceptos de la cultura de Netflix, por ejemplo, el Keeper's Test, que para muchos es posible fuente de ansiedad o estrés entre los empleados?
Well, I think the book explains why we're like a professional sports team. And if you want to have a chance to win the World Cup, you got to have great players in every position and how that influences how we operate. So I think the book really spends some time on what are the benefits of that. And it may not be for everyone. We're really just trying to explain what we do so that other people can decide if they want to do some of that.
¿Agregaría en una futura edición la experiencia de haber nombrado a Ted Sarandos como copresidente ejecutivo de Netflix? En el mundo corporativo, esta fórmula muchas veces no ha funcionado.
There's many examples where single CEOs don't work also. So if you look at Ted Sarandos and I, we've been working together at Netflix for more than 20 years. He's been my virtual CEO for a long time and co-CEO, and now we made it official, which helps him, you know, get more deals done in the outside world, like the Prince Harry and Meghan Markle deal he recently did. So we're feeling great about that teamwork.
Por eso me pregunto por qué no se incluyó, que no es algo de lo que también se podría aprender.
Exactly. So maybe that'll be the second edition. But this one we've been working on for 3 years with Aaron Meyer and myself, and we're very excited to share it with the world.
¿Qué tan frecuentemente revisa con su equipo el principio de no incluir publicidad en Netflix?
Usually once a year, we'll you know, think of key things that we're doing and spend the time reviewing. Are we really sure that's the right thing? And every year we continue to think that Netflix is great without advertising, where we just get to focus on our members. There's no interruptions. And particularly with our films, that's a big benefit.
¿Qué elementos de la cultura corporativa de Netflix han sido los más afectados por la pandemia?
Yeah, the pandemic's been super challenging on so many of our employees. Some people really like working from home. Others, you know, they don't have childcare and, you know, the kids are running around. It's very stressful. Others are feeling very alone. So it's a wide range, and we can't wait until the vaccine is here and we get over this pandemic thing. And I hope by the middle of next year, we're all going back to restaurants and sporting events and movie theaters and offices.
¿Las videoconferencias no son suficientes para usted?
You know, video conferencing helps. It's kind of like the telephone. It, you know, adds. But I do not find it as effective as being in person. I like traveling. I like being in Mexico City and Sao Paulo and Mumbai and Paris. And there's nothing like, being with our people in all of those great places.
Es interesante notar que usted subraya en su libro la experiencia de la premiación, los 3 premios Oscar de la Academia de Ciencias Cinematográficas que se lleva la película Roma del director mexicano Alfonso Cuarón, como el momento en el que se subraya la transformación de Netflix a una empresa de entretenimiento.
Sure, we're really an entertainment company. Media companies tend to have advertising, but we're really entertainment. And this was symbolic because it won so many awards, that Netflix was really a first-class movie company in addition to being a service. So it's something that's very important and symbolic for us. And it's also just an incredible film that you can watch again and again.
Y el hecho de que sea un director mexicano el que marca ese momento y que también a los mexicanos les da mucho orgullo. Ahora que está hablando de Sao Paulo también, usted me recuerda un episodio que narra en el libro sobre una entrevista que tuvo con un gerente justamente allá en Sao Paulo que le da a usted el feedback casi marcándole algún error que había hecho de comunicación. Hablando de la experiencia internacional, ¿cómo ha enriquecido la cultura corporativa de Netflix?
Well, it's definitely improved Netflix culture. So we've always given each other a lot of feedback. But Americans tend to form trust at work by doing things together, and they don't do much chit chat. They don't really get to know each other. And our Brazilian and our Mexican colleagues said, look, it really works better to spend, some of the time in meals talking about, family and sports and really getting to know each other and appreciate each other. And then we could talk about work in the office and have that trust. And that is something now we've adapted on a global basis, and it really does work much better. And we were just unfamiliar with that model. So that's an example of where we've gotten better as we've grown around the world.
Ya que habla de Latinoamérica, ¿le preocupan los cierres de producciones por la pandemia en la región? Hemos visto rebrotes en partes de Europa y Asia, pero ¿qué hay de Latinoamérica?
Also, we're working to get some of our productions with sufficient testing that we can safely get back to producing in Mexico. But the safety really has to take the front seat. And over the next year, COVID will go away and we'll be back. And as you probably know, we've designated Mexico City as our new Latin American headquarters. It used to be Los Angeles. And so we're building out new offices and hiring a lot in Mexico City. So it should be a very exciting next 10 years for us in Mexico.
¿Por qué Ciudad de México? ¿Porque está más cerca de Estados Unidos o hay algo más?
Mexico City is a great creative center. So many great Mexican companies, our competitors, have been building great shows there, both for us and for themselves. So there's just a great creative community.
Usted hablaba de deportes hace unos minutos. ¿Le alivia que Netflix no ha dependido de programación deportiva en vivo durante la pandemia y hay planes para incorporarla?
We don't see going into live sports. That's done very well by broadcast television, where it's in every home and every bar, every hotel, and everybody watches it at the same time. So the internet is great for things that you watch on demand, and when you want control in your life, which is really series and films.
De lo que ha escrito en el libro y mirando con perspectiva, ¿haría algo diferente desde despedir o no a un empleado, el tipo de género que se eligió primero desarrollar o alguna otra cosa?
We've made so many mistakes over the past 20 years, but the key in a creative organization is to make a bunch of mistakes as long as you discover the big things. So we discovered that streaming would work. We discovered that the global expansion would work. We discovered that original content of all types, series and films, nonfiction would work. So we've got the big things right, even if we've made, a lot of mistakes along the way. That's sort of the inventive process.
Usted dice en su libro que le ha tomado unos 15 años desarrollar e implementar la cultura F&R, flexibilidad y responsabilidad, pero más allá de lo que comparte en su libro, de las experiencias que lo llevaron a adoptar esta cultura, ¿qué lo inspira? ¿Quién lo inspira?
Well, I've learned a lot from other people's writings. There's a book, Beyond Entrepreneurship, that Jim Collins wrote. He's the guy who also did Good to Great. And I found that incredibly impactful as an entrepreneur and very helpful. So part of us doing this book is giving back to the community that I have learned so much from.
También aprendí en su libro sobre su trabajo y su viaje como miembro de Peace Corps y las clases de matemáticas que impartió. Pensando en América Latina, ¿qué consejos le daría a jóvenes y profesores que quieren hacer la diferencia en América Latina, un continente que tiene un serio problema de productividad, baja productividad?
I think it's so great to be inspiring young people, giving them the tools to, find their future in the world. And the internet offers a whole new set of resources for students to constantly be learning. So that's the big opportunity ahead.
Mi última pregunta, ¿cuáles son sus futuros planes en América Latina y el Caribe?
Well, continuing to expand and invest in Mexico City and in Sao Paulo. So those are the two big centers for us. And we are so thankful to have so many Mexican and Latin members all through the region that are loving Netflix.
Thank you, Reed Hastings, for your time.
Great pleasure, Gabby. Thank you.